Welcome to the final chapter of my trilogy on combiners. So far we've covered combiners from the inception of Transformers all the way up to Robots in Disguise, not the good one. Now finally we come to the start of the combiner renaissance, Combiner Wars. Combiner Wars debuted at the end of 2014 as a subset of the Transformers Generations toy line. This toy line went back to the roots of combiners and gave classic Gestalts a much needed update. It mainly focused on Scramble City type combiners, and introduced a new universal connector system to continue the mix and match playstyle of the originals. Instead of loose combiner kibble, the new system integrated the Gestalt chest and head into the torso figure, and Limbots were given guns that could become either a hand or foot for the combiner. A new idea was the introduction of small sixth members that can add to the combiner as a weapon or armor. The selection of unique molds available was hindered by budgetary restrictions and was heavily criticized by adult collectors. Combiner Wars had a Japanese companion in the form of Unite Warriors. Both lines were similar, but Combiner Wars leaned toward classic toy accuracy, while Unite Warriors leaned more toward cartoon accuracy, going as far as to omit the Legends class team members. First in the lineup we have Superion, who had one member, Slingshot, swapped out and replaced with the helicopter Alpha Bravo. He also now included Power Glide as a weapon or weapon attachment. Unite Warrior Superion included Slingshot proper, and Slingshot was later reintroduced by Hasbro as the trademark-friendly Quickslinger. Optimus Prime got the full combiner treatment in this line, now able to combine with any deluxe limbs to become Ultra Prime. Menasor 2 made a return, though missing Wild Rider, who was replaced by Off-Road, and Menasor now included Blackjack as chest armor. Unite Warriors once again rectified the G1 accuracy with their version of Menasor, who now included Wild Rider. And just like Slingshot, Hasbro eventually released Wild Rider as Breakneck. The Protectobots made a return, having Groove now reduced to a Legends class figure and forming chest armor for Defensor. He is replaced as a limb by the newcomer Rook. Takara's version used an all-new deluxe mold Groove to restore G1 accuracy, and Hasbro would go on to release this toy with virtually no changes, but not until 2016. Silverbolt was heavily retooled into a new form of Cyclonus, who could combine with any deluxe limbs to become Galvatronus. Galvatronus had a sixth member in the form of a Power Glide retool called Viper, who was an homage to the G.I. Joe series, also owned by Hasbro. In the IDW comics, Galvatronus was vastly different, being created from Dreadwing, Mindwipe, Acid Storm, Astro Train, and Blitzwing. For Unite Warriors, Cyclonus did not become Galvatronus, but instead combined with Ghost Starscream, Curse Armada Thrust, Zombie War Breakdown, and Wandering Roller to form the bizarre Gestalt Grand Galvatron. Optimus Prime received a new redeco and minor retool as Battlecore Optimus Prime, and unlike his previous release, Battlecore Prime had a dedicated team and could form the combiner Optimus Maximus, with the Legends class Rodimus forming his chest armor. Some media depicted this combiner's torso with the classic red and blue colors, which can be replicated by swapping in the first Combiner Wars Optimus figure. In fact, Takara's version, Convoy Grand Prime, utilized the first tooling of Optimus. The next wave in the series brought back the ever-popular Bruticus, now wielding Shockwave as a cannon. While all the original team members were present, Blastoff was given a jet alt mode rather than his usual space shuttle. Unite Warriors Bruticus gave Blastoff a new mold, complete with space shuttle alt mode, and even added 2 additional rotor blades on Vortex for G1 accuracy. A standalone Scattershot figure was retooled from Combiner Wars Silverbolt, but lacked the remaining Technobots to form Computron. Instead, he was pitched as being able to combine with any other Transformers on the spot to become Betatron, who looks absolutely nothing like Superion. In a surprise move, Skylynx was given a new figure, but instead of being able to split into 2 alt modes, this version was a torso for the combiner Skyrain. Skyrain was initially marketed as being compatible with Legends class Wreck-Gar, but that association was later dropped. While his toy form used Wheeljack, Hound, Smokescreen, and Trailbreaker as limbs, his comic form utilized Thundercracker, Cosmos, Sunstreaker, and Slugslinger. With the exception of Sunstreaker, none of these characters have been given a combining toy, unfortunately. Takara's version of Skyrain swapped out Smokescreen for Ratchet. The crown jewel of the Combiner Wars subline had to be the Titan-class Devastator. Being built from 6 Voyager-sized Constructicons, Devastator towered over other Combiner Wars Gestalts at 18 inches tall. He received a chromed-out special edition as part of the 2015 San Diego Comic-Con. The Unite Warriors version of Devastator included additional weapons for the Constructicons, who were also retooled to provide better articulation. In addition to the standard releases, Combiner Wars hosted a number of pricey box sets, each containing a full Combiner team. Superion and Bruticus were released in their Generation 2 colors, with Powerglide getting an original G2-inspired redeco, while Shockwave was based on his Action Master figure. Menasor was released in the colors of his unreleased G2 version, with Blackjack given a new color scheme similar to Powerglide. Sadly, no G2 Defensor was made to complete the quartet. The next box set was the new fan-voted combiner Victorion. Victorion was an all-female combiner, which used unique hands and feet as well as all new weapons. For Unite Warriors, the combiner was recolored, sans the Legends class Rust Dust, into a completely different character, Megatronia, who was made of Decepticons rather than Autobots. After much fan demand, Hasbro decided to give Scattershot his own team and released Combiner Wars Computron in a box set. The combiner contained all of the original Technobots, as well as newcomers Scrounge and Cybax, who could combine to form a shield for Computron's arm. The set also came with brand new hand and foot pieces for the combiner that could connect for easy storage. Takara's take on Computron was vastly different. Scattershot was significantly retooled from the Hasbro version, including the torso details, to be more cartoon accurate. Meanwhile, Lightspeed, Nosecone, and Strafe used completely different molds. New weapons were included, but the Unite Warriors version lacked the new hand and foot pieces. These differences have led to a lot of fan debate over which version is the superior one. The final retail release of the Combiner Wars line was a cross-sell with the Platinum Edition line, the Transformers Victory Gestalt, Lyokaiser. For budget reasons, Leozak and Jalguar were omitted from this release and replaced with Dezaris, a Skylynx retool that combined the color patterns of Leozak, Jalguar, and Deathsaurus. In a strange move, the Arms Micron Gull was redecoed and marketed as a Legends class figure called Ion Scythe, who formed a weapon for Lyokaiser. On the Unite Warriors side, the eHobby exclusive Grand Scourge could forcibly combine with other Transformers to become Grand Scourge Prime. A new form of Baldigus, known as Ruination in the West, was a Takara Tomy Mall exclusive. He utilized the Takara toolings for Bruticus and borrowed weapons from other Unite Warriors figures, as well as the hands and feet from Combiner Wars Computron. Botcon 2016 had a Beast Wars theme to commemorate the series' 20th anniversary. However, many of the figures from the convention utilized the Combiner Wars play pattern. The main attraction was Predicus, a combiner formed from the Tripredicus Council, as well as Tarantulas and Ravage. There were also a Combiner Wars Tigertron and Unit 3, who could combine with sticker-enhanced figures of Silverbolt, Ironhide, and Prowl to become a new version of Magnaboss. There was a Pterosaur figure that was retooled from Combiner Wars Air Raid, but confusingly, he lacked the hand-foot gun required to properly form an arm or leg. Combiner Wars Shockwave was retooled in a 3-pack for Reflector. All 3 figures can assume a combiner-compatible gun mode, just like Shockwave. While no official camera mode exists, there was a suggested camera configuration provided by the convention hosts. This figure was also redecoed as Flash Sentry, who was exclusive to golden ticket holders, and is the one toy from that convention I don't have. The convention's customization class figure was Ratchet, who could be customized into a cartoon version, a Marvel Comics version, a G2 version, and a Shattered Glass version. He could also be customized into Medics with the included alternate head. Fun Publications wasn't done with combiners yet, however. Their final 2 subscription services brought us 2 new Gestalts, the Mayhem Attack Squad combiner Thunder Mayhem and the Wreckers combiner Wreckage. Wreckage gained a second form when Impactor and Bluestreak were brought in to replace the deceased Alpha Bravo and Offroad. The final subscription service also gave Shattered Glass Starscream a combination-compatible body. Starscream's instructions hinted at a new combiner of dubious officiality called Modulus, of whom Starscream formed a limb. Over in Japan, Several Combiner-compatible Legends molds were released as part of the Transformers Adventure series, the Japanese version of Robots in Disguise. These include Power Glide, Dogfight, Runabout, Run Amok, and Override. Shockwave was given a more cartoon-accurate color scheme in the Transformers Legends toy line. The Combiner Wars cartoon made by Machinima was an amazing piece of art. Okay, I'm lying. It was terrible. It did introduce a new concept, Super Combiners. Combiners made of combiners. It's just as stupid as it sounds. Well, in 2016, the Combiner Wars toy line ended, and its sequel, Titan's Return, while amazing, lacked any new Combiner toys. However, that toy line sequel, Power of the Primes, brought Combiners back to the forefront with a slight revamp of the Combiner Wars play pattern. The hand-foot guns from the previous line have been scrapped. Now, Deluxe class figures come with Prime armor that transforms into a hand, while Voyagers possess gauntlets that become Combiner feet. In this latest toy line, the Dinobots finally get a proper Combiner in the form of Volcanicus, and Abominus receives a much-needed update. Additionally, all other Voyagers in this line can combine with Deluxes to form modular Combiners. Starscream can take on an unnamed Combiner form, and his retool, Elita 1, can merge with others to become Elita Infinite. The upcoming Inferno is also a torso for an unnamed Combiner. In the Legend scale, the Duocon Battle Trap has been reimagined as a Combiner formed by the characters Battle Slash and Road Trap. The classic characters Dreadwind and Darkwing, now renamed Blackwing, have returned and can still combine their vehicle modes to become Dreadwing. Lastly, Power of the Primes is bringing us a new Titan-class figure, Predaking. This new take on Predaking will be roughly the same size as Combiner Wars Devastator and will come with an exclusive Onyx Prime Master. At Toy Fair 2018, fans were given the news that Power of the Primes would be ending by the end of the year. Personally, I was very disappointed by this news, as I was hoping to see more classic Combiners given new life, such as Piranacon. Despite this news, there have been information leaks that have led to rumors and speculation about what Combiner goodness may lay in store. At New York Comic Con 2017, a copy of Cutthroat was shown that mistakenly had a head that resembled one belonging to the Pretender monster Wildfly. This has led to much speculation about a future Monstructor, or maybe even Dino King. The Dino King rumor was further bolstered at New York Comic Con by a copy of Snarl with a weapon attached over his head resembling that belonging to Dino Force member Doryu. A while back, leaks from store inventory systems hinted at a future release of Deluxe class Wreck-Gar, Repugnus, and Counterpunch. Wreck-Gar was seemingly confirmed by a Russian social media post. The other two are still a bit of an enigma at present. There was also some leaked info about a Hasbro release of Space Shuttle Mode Blastoff from the Unite Warrior series. According to one image, he appears to come with his mold's hand-foot gun rather than Prime armor. What will ultimately become of these leaks and rumors is currently unknown to the public. I, for one, hope the current Combiner system remains a part of the Transformers franchise for years to come. There are plenty more classic and new Combiners that can be brought to life while maintaining compatibility with the current generation of Gestalts. Well, we finally made it to the end. This video series has been a pleasure to make, and I hope it's been a pleasure to watch. I look forward to your comments on this video and Combiners in general. Let me know what topic you'd like to see me tackle next. Thanks for joining me for this ride, and I'll see you next time.